Hallo, guten Tag, Deutsch Studenten German 1101 online at LSU. I'm Dr. Dettinger, your instructor. I want to use this video to go over some of the basic greetings that you are learning in Welten 1, World 1, Chapter 1. Okay. I also want to take this video for you to kind of get an idea, a visual from me and how I pronounce these words. I think it's good to establish that so you get used to my inflections and how I stress certain syllables, etc. So let's and after each of these little phrases, I have kind of a phonetic way to to pronounce it. So if you have any questions at any point, please do let me know. So we have two groups here, zwei Gruppen, okay, formell und informell. So formal and informal. And so these are just some of the basic greetings that you would use in German. Okay, guten Morgen, guten Morgen, guten Tag, guten Tag, guten Abend, guten Abend, gute Nacht, gute Nacht. Okay? Going to the formal or informal, Entschuldigung, excuse me. Morgen, Tag, Abend, Nacht. Okay? Notice I took away the guten and the gute. First and foremost, the guten ends at that N because Morgen, Tag, and Abend, morning, day, and night, are all masculine. This will come later on, but I just wanted to point that out for now. Whereas Nacht, night, is feminine, so it's gute. Okay? If I didn't necessarily want to stress gute or guten and simply just wanted to say morning or day, evening, I would just eliminate the gute or guten. Okay? There's also even some more informal ways. Okay? Hallo. Hallo. Okay? Then we have grüß dich. Grüß dich. That's if I'm greeting one of my friends. Grüß euch. Grüß euch. Okay? That's if I'm greeting a group of my friends or family. If you're ever in southern Germany, in Bavaria, in Bayern, or Österreich, in Austria, you may come across this greeting, Grüß Gott, Grüß Gott. Similarly, okay, and maybe more commonly heard in the south because of the close border to Italy, would be ciao, ciao. Definitely a southern greeting. Can also mean a way to say goodbye is servus, servus. Okay? If you are in Austria, then you might hear the different inflection of this, servus, servus. So let's go through those again. Guten Morgen, guten Tag, guten Abend, gute Nacht. Okay? The gute Nacht would be used if you're, well, let's start with Guten Morgen. Guten Morgen obviously is what you would say in the morning greeting somebody. Guten Tag would be a daytime or afternoon greeting. Guten Abend, you could have late afternoon, 4 p.m. could be blended into this, but usually an evening greeting. Gute Nacht is tended to be used if you're, let's say you're with friends and you're leaving, say Gute Nacht. Or if you're off to bed, you would say Gute Nacht. Okay? Scrolling down a bit, Hallo. Hello is just a basic greeting to say hello, right? You would probably use more of a formal greeting if you're going to greet your boss or a nice neighbor. But it's not to say you can't say hello, but usually the more formal the situation, the more formal the greeting is going to be. The less formal the situation, the more informal the greeting is going to be. Grüß dich und grüß euch. Remember saying hello to one person, grüß dich, versus a group of people that you know, grüß euch. Okay? This is tended to be used with more familiar circumstances. Okay? Grüß Gott is something definitely southern, and then we have ciao and servus. Now, to say goodbye, we have auf Wiedersehen, or simply Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen. Okay? Wieder, again, Sehen, to see. Literally, to see again. Auf Wiederschauen or Wiederschauen. This is something a little bit more southern. Means the same thing. Tschüss. Tschüss. Okay? Is just a way of saying goodbye. Adieu, in a sense. Ciao, just as it is to say hello, can mean to say goodbye. And same with Servus. Servus. This last one here, auf Wiederhören, hören, okay, would be used if you're saying goodbye on the telephone. Auf Wiederhören, okay? And that concludes our greetings lesson for the day. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Danke, tschüss, auf Wiedersehen, ciao, servus, einen schönen Tag noch. Bye-bye.